This video is about Tucker, or as we like to call him, Tucky, a German Shepherd who I lived with for quite a few years and got to know very well. While he wasn't my dog, he was in my life for a substantial part of it, arguably the most unpredictable, fast-paced, and tough years I've experienced thus far, those years being my college experience and a few years thereafter. Tucky was my roommate's emotional support dog, and as you may know if you've seen my videos for a few years, he was one of the main contributors to my decision to focus on my own healing via my mental health. He was the first ESA I met, and becoming familiar with him helped me realize the grounding properties of the animals who carry this title, and it helped me see how they could possibly help myself in my own journey. I feel heavy when reflecting on Tucker's passing, but simultaneously I feel pangs of other emotions like joy, humor, weirdness. He was a fairly strange dog, that's for sure. And so I wanted to dedicate this video to him and reflect on some of his quirks and the memories I have with him. When I first met Tucky, he lived in an 8x10 dorm room, and he was the ESA of a guy I had just met that evening at a meeting of the school's Lambda organization. He made me a bit nervous at first because I've had issues with larger dogs in the past, given that I'm really small and I was once tackled by one, but he was decently well behaved and had those big round brown puppy dog eyes that were so cute and even comforting. I couldn't have predicted that the movie that the group had chosen to watch that night would cause me to have a panic attack, which Tucky's soft fur helped me calm down from. I remember just petting his really big ears and realizing how soft they were and that they were the exact size of my hand. And if he wasn't there, I think it would have taken me a lot longer to calm down. In the next few years, we eventually moved off campus. I moved in with Tucky's owner, and we had an apartment. And that meant I had access to him whenever I wanted, which was great because he just loved being around people. He loved getting pet, he loved playing, and we had a lot of fun going on walks together, usually at night, because he was dog reactive and that way we would avoid having any issues. Sometimes I even wore one of my fursuits for the dog walk and just to have some fun. Tucky was a dog that shed like crazy. Every month or so, the crate where he slept and also the rest of the apartment, once we moved out of the dorm, would become surrounded by a tan cloud of his fluff. And in the summer, we would take him into the backyard and have extended brushy sessions, interspersed with playing fetch with his favorite orange tennis ball. And sometimes when I was really depressed, I would take a moment to go down there and just brush him out, take some time with him, and, have a little bit of calm brushing time. He really loved playing tug of war, and he had a couple of those snake toys, and he broke a few of them in his time. For Christmas one year, I got him a brand new Trans Pride colored tug of war toy, and he had a lot of fun ripping the wrapping paper off and playing with it afterward. Tucky was ironically quite anxious for an anxiety support dog. He loved his dad so much, and he struggled quite a bit when he had to go out for class, work, or anything else. When we moved into a house from the apartment, he got a larger place as his realm, which was half of our furnished basement. With this, he got his very own couch to sit on, which he slowly but surely tore to shreds. Luckily, we had inherited that couch with the property, and it was going to be thrown out anyway, so he just had a nice little nest to fluff up for the year or two that we lived there. If you wanted to relax with Tucky, the number one rule was that he had to be the little spoon, even though he wasn't very little. I would say this dog was the same size as me, but he needed to be hugged, he needed to be petted, and he needed all of your attention. He was a bit sassy too. Sometimes he would grunt and grumble while settling into his bed, or when he was begging for spaghetti that you had no intention of giving him. Okay, maybe a little bit of intention of giving him, but only when Dad wasn't looking. Tucky lived to be 11 years old, which is pretty dang old for a German Shepherd. Originally, he was bred for showing, but because his back slope was a little bit off, they decided to adopt him out to a loving home, which luckily also had me in it. Tucky actually was born in Germany, so he is a truly German Shepherd. And when he came to the US, he was about 4 years old, which is when his dad adopted him. He had a lot of fun in America. We went to all sorts of national parks and lots of like open field areas to play. I remember once we tried to teach Tucky how to ride a bike, which just means we bought a very expensive harness, and he taught us that he didn't really want to run alongside a bike, which was fine because we weren't that active anyway. I always had a lot of fun when it was time to give Tucky a bath, because this big, majestic, fluffy creature kind of shrunk down into what we like to call the wet rat situation. We've showered him in a bathtub, in an actual shower, outside with a hose, and even in a pet washing station building type thing. He was fairly well behaved at those places and during the bath, but he did get kind of tired of it. So again, the same with when we had to brush him out. You had to give him a little bit of space and let him run around a little bit, but it was always fun to see him fluff up afterwards when he was nice and clean. Obviously, losing a pet is really difficult. These animals rely on you for food, shelter, water, attention, and love, and it was honestly similar to having my own pet, because he kind of grew with me through my young adult years and kind of taught me what it means to be responsible. Like, for example, if you accidentally leave a really cute keychain pen within eating distance of the dog, it will eat it, and then you have to clean up the mess that follows afterwards. That and the daily care of the animal, getting them their food, making sure that they're brushed out and their living area is nice for them and comfortable. It just helped me to kind of grow up a bit. And I wasn't horrible with like cleaning and things before, but having the animal there to help me along, it did help me like kind of be better about picking up the house and making sure that you can anticipate what may happen or could happen. And that has helped me when I have my own pets as well. You might know that I have my own cat Baby, and she did live in the same building as Tucky. We kind of kept them in separate areas because they weren't best friends, but Baby has also taught me a lot about, being responsible, taking care of things, and putting another being's needs first, because she can't open the can of tuna. She can't, brush herself, really. Well, she can clean herself, but it's one of those things where you kind of can't anticipate how it's going to be until it happens. And I'm kind of rambling at this point. I've gone off script, but I hope you can understand the point I'm trying to get across, where animals really helped me. And in a sense of my mental health too, it's just nice to know that I have that reason to get out of bed in the morning. I have to take care of my little guys, and they love me and they greet me at the door, and just they take care of me about as much as I take care of them. And if you are someone who has a mental illness or other like neurological problem and you are able, I would highly recommend having a pet, whether it's a little lizard or a larger animal like a dog, whether they are a service animal, emotional support animal, or just a little pet to have in your house. it's really beneficial, and Tucky was the first animal that showed me that. I had known beforehand that service animals were, helpful and they can do tasks, but even just an animal who is an animal and behaves the way that they behave can help ground you, and forming a bond with animals is one of those things where it's really special. And I guess now is about time to talk about what the video actually is. This is just a documentation of the process I went through to make a memory plush for Tucky's dad, who is one of my very closest friends, almost like a brother to me, and I wanted to make him something special. When I had visited Florida, which is where Tucky lived, back in, I believe, May of 2024, I had decided to have a little secret brushing session with Tucky while his dad was at work, because he was getting fairly old and we knew that he was having issues with his back legs and walking. So I kind of took about an hour or so, sat down with Tucky, and I brushed him out and separated the furs into different color piles because he was a fairly standard tan and brown dog. I was able to do that fairly easily. And just talk to him and thank him for helping me and being there for me when he really wasn't my own dog, but it's a very special relationship that we had, and I just wanted to let him know that. He finally passed in November of last year, and I'm realizing that it's been about a year since he's passed, and his dad now has this memento to put with his ashes and his collar, which is why I chose to put a red ribbon on the plush, because Tucky always wore the red leather collar that he wore from Germany to the US, and I just wanted to have something very special made with his fur that we both knew always got everywhere in the house. We even had a little saying, Tiawu, Tucker is always with us, because you could not lint roll every hair off of your clothes. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. The rest of the video is just going to be some music, and I just want to thank you for watching and say once again thank you to Tucky for being such an amazing companion and helping me so much. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.